It's live! Hey guys, how's it going? It's me, Yoko from Japan. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am live here from Fukuoka Prefecture, Japan. The time is currently 1. It's written 13, but that's what we use. How are you guys? Thanks for thumbing up this video already. So I didn't let you guys know about this stream, but as we discussed last week, I am thinking of having doing a live stream like every week, and I'm guessing it's Saturday in America, and so this I'm thinking will be the time range that I will be doing. Oh, 11 likes, or yeah, that's likes, right? Yeah, thank you guys. Say something. Leave a comment so that I know that the connection is good and everything. Nobody commenting yet. Oh, hey. Hello from Michigan, USA. Hello. I saw like when I woke up today, President Trump was already live from Oklahoma. So I watched that. When I started watching, it was when he was like crunching over and doing the demonstration of what happened to him, like how the media cut out the part and said like, oh, Trump has Parkinson's disease or some sort. And he was like denying all sorts of like media bias and so on. That was really funny, but I wish I could have caught that like from the beginning. I should probably watch the recording soon. Hey guys, so from California, liberal state. Konnichiwa. Hello from Indiana, South Bend. Indiana, and Portland, Oregon. Watching you from lots of Californians. Terry. Terry is a Japanese person, I believe, that comes to my live streaming in Japanese. Yeah, from Kobe. Interesting audience. So let's catch up. Are there any questions? Usually I just talk to you guys one-sidedly, and if there's anything that you are interested in, I will try hard to answer. I have a husband, but my husband is over there and there to, I guess, assist me with anything. Like, he's my brain. So by the way, right now, by the way, so I live in Fukuoka Prefecture, and as I told you, there's a Black Lives Matter protest, right? And it was planned, and they're doing the protest as of right now. Right now, they're marching in the city. And from what I heard, there are many people, it seems, but somebody that told us about the protest, there are like some Black people too. So it's like, as I told you, there are not many Black people here. Like, we hardly ever see Black people here in Fukuoka of Japan. And I don't know who are there. Like, I don't know if they are white people or Japanese people, but there are some Japanese Communist Party people as well there. So I'm not sure if they are the ones, like Japanese Communist Party, that is holding this event. Like there are two Black ladies as the front, like the face of the event, but I'm pretty sure that it's like Japanese people are backing that up or using their frustration. So yeah, it's really interesting though how it came into the form. So I have to dig in and see what happens. Like, why are they holding protests here? But Fukuoka Prefecture is, even though the conservatives are very strong in my prefecture, there are like leftists that have strong network as well, of course. So yes, let's look at the comments. It will take an earthquake to make California great. California, I visited California, actually. I went to, you're gonna like this story. I had a chat friend, or like an online boyfriend at the time, and he was freaking Mexican. And so I worked my ass off, and saved all my money and to see the Mexican guy in America. And he kept telling me though that he's legal. So it's funny that he has a pride in that. But yeah, and then though that was when the economy crashed in America. It was Obama time, and it was 2008 in the fall, Thanksgiving season. So I went to visit him, and then he's busy, he was confused about his workplace, right? And he kept going to the work, and I was left alone in a motel, and it sucked. And one day he dropped me in the mall nearby, and I was left alone there in San Diego. Freaking dangerous, man. And I survived there though somehow, and walked back. I walked back to the motel by myself, which was actually like walking distance, but still it was, I think, like now I think about it, and it's dangerous. And Mexican people were there, and then they were like buying stuff and then walking it back to Mexico or something. I don't know how it works, but that's what I heard. Not sure if it's correct. But then my Japanese friend though, my old friend, was living in what's that place called? Like a California, like way north. Like she was going to the university there, so I crashed at her place and so on. So that's the story of California. Yeah. Paul Garcia. I watched the Trump speech from here in Japan, and moved me. Oh, wait, I didn't catch all the comment. Wait, where did it go? You saw the, oh yeah. God bless him. Yes, I was really surprised by the high energy of President Trump today. Like, did you guys see that rally? He was so energetic, and like, he had like, it's like he's renewed now, that he came back really powerful and energetic and very youthful. Like, I feel like he got younger. Like, even though he's been busy, giving like a conference every day, I believe, for COVID-19 and so on, but I bet that he had all the energy, like, I have to tell these to American people, like our people, and blah, Trump power exploded. He was really, really good. Like, and it was interesting that he was criticizing Germany. Like, if I remember correctly, or if I understood it correctly, he was talking about Germany, and Germany wants the US to protect them, or save them, but they are getting resources from the pipelines from the Russia. So like they want, like Germany wants the protection from the US, like against Russia, but they are getting resources from Russia, like they're depending on it, but yet want the US to help them. So he's like, how does it work, right? And what was interesting to me as a Japanese is that he didn't criticize Japan. Like, on that note, Japan is actually as bad. Like, I have to admit that even though, we are trying so hard, like Russia has invaded into our territory up north. This is Japan. These are our territory. And like Russia, like right after, or maybe it's not even after, but like around World War II, like towards the end, Russia came in, and Soviet came in, and they took our land, and it's called Northern Islands. And if you Google like Japan Northern Islands issue, and then I'm sure that the Foreign Ministry website will pop up, and you can read about it. But those are our islands, and Russia is still occupying, and there are like Russian people living there, and Japan is supposed to take those back, right, instantly. But we are doing even business together on those islands with Russia. Like, that's the deal that Prime Minister Abe is having with Putin. And we conservatives are angry, but not really doing anything. Oh, Super Chat. Where's Super Chat? Weeb Rat. 94. What can a conservative gaijin in Japan do to help the movement? My brother lives in Osaka and would like to get more involved. I love the channel. Oh, thank you. Ooh, what can a conservative gaijin in Japan do? It depends on whether the person speaks English. I mean, speaks Japanese. If any conservative foreigner here in Japan speaks Japanese and talks about our politics from a conservative view, like on our side, then everybody will instantly love you and then probably get an offer to write a book. And then you can spread your words and so on. I don't know what my husband has to say about it, but I will ask him. どう思いますか? He's saying difficult. Yeah, it's. I think true. He said that there are many liberal foreigners here in Japan. Of course, they're like most of them come here as in like escape. You know, they escape from their own society or own country to like get away from the problems they have. They come here. It's easy here. You only have to teach English. So that's what happens. But there are good people like that, like the super chat person's brother. So that's cool. Like we need more of those. I think that. Oh, true. He said, my husband just said that we've never met foreigners here in Japan that like or love President Trump. One day, that's probably in 2016, but I had a event, like a conservative event in my prefecture. I was the speaker, so I wore Trump t-shirt, right? Like somebody sent me. So I was wearing that for the event, and after the event, we were walking to the like another place to have a like after party to get together and talk more like privately. So we were in a group, right? And I was in this like at the front wearing Trump t-shirt, walking with my girls and boys, and then there come like foreigners, like a small group of foreigners, and this white guy stared at me like he was like, right? And I was like, oh, maybe he's impressed by my beauty. Like he's looking at me because I'm hot, right? That's my egoistic mind. Like, am I hot? But then I realized that he's staring at my chest. Says Trump. So I'm pretty sure that he was surprised by me wearing Trump t-shirt, and he, not in a good way, you know. So that was really interesting. That Trump fan is in Japan too, and he was probably confused. So that was good. I need to wear that more. I think I only have one t-shirt. Send me anything, and I will wear them in Japan, I guess. So yeah, of course, when we go to like conservative event and there are not many people. Like, yeah, foreigners here in general are liberal, so we need conservative people. It's okay if you just travel here. That'll be cool. Somebody's speaking Japanese here. That's awesome. Hello, Yoko. Hello. I'm an Orthodox Christian myself, but won't trust Russia because of how Putin sold out to China and Turkey. Most of Serbian who are also Orthodox Christians support Trump 100%. That's cool. Yes, Trump. Okay, just reading your comments. Vote for Trump. Yeah. Terry-san says, I used to live in Southern California from 2012 to 2016 under the Obama administration. It was safe at the time, but nothing progressed at the time of Obamacare. What was that? It disappeared. Yeah. it's so dangerous now in the US, I feel. My friend Michael Yon advised us couple to tour in America and have a small event to get together with you guys in person. And even though it's such an amazing idea, part of me is scared that the leftists are so crazy there in America. And often I get compliments from American people in America saying that, oh, Yoko, you are courageous to speak up your mind and so on, stating your own opinions and so on. But I live in Japan and we don't it's pretty safe here. And even though people here do care about their how they appear when they talk about politics, they care so much about the work environments and so on, but as for the danger level, Japan is pretty much peaceful, right? As you know, and so I rather think that you guys are courageous. That there are lots of dangerous situations, but you still the silent majority isn't really silent anymore. Speaking up your opinions, and that's so awesome. And I really appreciate that you guys, teach me things on Twitter or comments. And if you haven't followed me on Twitter, then follow me on Twitter at Random Yoko. Yeah. Oh, and I signed up for Parler too at Real Random Yoko. And I haven't really updating though. Okay. My sister lives just outside, working in Japan in the JET program. Oh, JET program. JET program is the assistant language teacher program in Japan that they get into that and become English teachers here, I believe. So she's a conservative. That's cool. She wants to meet other Japanese conservatives. Do you recommend anywhere? 日本のコンサバに会えるところ。日本
何をもってコンサバというかようですね。
My husband says it depends on the definition of conservative people. For example, is LDP, Liberal Democratic Party, which is Abe's party. Is that party conservative? If that is considered as conservative, then their gathering might be a good place, but it's not conservative. So it's difficult, I guess. Oh, wait. My girlfriend in Japan tells me you guys have some Black Lives Matter demonstration. Bless you! Japan tells me that you guys have some Black Lives Matter demonstrations. I feel like far left is starting to infect Japan too. I don't think that people resonate with that though here in Japan. That, by the way, you have an awesome girlfriend to tell you that. Yeah, I see, all these protests here, even locally here in my prefecture, but it's always leftists. And no matter how much they use, every time they use different topics, right? It's females' right or LGBT or anti-nuclear power or anti-Abe, whatever they do, it's the same kind of people that the style that they do, how they deliver their protests, it's always organized and it's always the same kind of logic and same kind of rhythm too, that bam, 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 bam. It's the media reports how they say things like a slogan-ish things, other protests, they say media reports it as something like a rap, yo kind of rap, but in actuality it's just bam bam bam, and it's like it sounds like some kind of Buddhism thing. Like it's so weird, like brainwashing, and like we keep hearing the same music kind of phrases over and over, and we're like, oh, it's the same people again. That's how we tell. That's how we are able to tell. And also, it's always behind them there are liberal or far left parties behind them, or like leftist organizations. So when we look at that, it's like, oh, same people. So and most people are just busy working in Japan. So I don't know if it's good or bad, but people, even though like most adults are, I guess, interested in politics, but on a level of how much it affects their workplace and so on, like a everyday life, or they're thinking about themselves and not really about the politics itself, if that makes sense to you. So I'm not really worried about Japanese people turning into like leftists. And we did have lots of leftist riots actually back in like 60s and 70s. There were communists and socialists, like even the students were occupying the universities and so on, and they were really violent, like literally killing each other, like Japanese Japanese people, really hostile. But those adults are now I guess they're like in 60 or 70 years old. Whew. So crazy time. Oh, did you guys mention Makoto Sakurai? どこだろうな? Oh, hi Yoko, it's Justin from Twitter. How's everything? Everything is good. I'm hungry though. We haven't had lunch yet. My husband is kindly waiting to take me out for lunch after this. Yeah. どの辺かな? Looking for comments to read. I'm looking for a comment about Makoto Sakurai. But yeah. Though maybe we should talk about it. But no. Yeah, he's Makoto Sakurai is like a right-wing person here in Japan, and he has a certain amount of following, and but how we view him varies. If you're right-wings, like right-wing people really love him, but others are thinking that he's saying stuff that shouldn't be said, or that he's too extreme, or like kind of aggressive. So for me though, I am a conservative, and we don't justify everything or whatsoever, and we don't discriminate foreign people. So it's hard though. Yeah, but he was good at the naming of the party. It's Japan First Party or whatever it's translated in English, but he was probably inspired by President Trump. But it's so different though, knowing like both my country and America, like what President Trump is picturing and what he's doing to America, and what Makoto Sakurai is insisting. I don't think they are the same, so it's something to look carefully into. Why does your government doesn't give childbirth incentive programs to raise the birth rates in Japan like in Poland? Good question. I wonder why they don't do that too. But conservative people have been saying that we should have a program or system in which that if a family, if they how do I say that in English? When a woman gives a birth, and the more more women give a birth, then the more money they get, and so forth. And that's the idea that we've had for a while, I guess. But I don't think maybe we have a slight, like a small version of that though, that the government supports, like the kindergarten fee and so on. But I'm not really familiar with economic policies, but we are aware of that sort of systems. And yeah, what's interesting though, the conservative side is even saying that we should make university free and so on. So really, like, conservative people here in Japan and in America are different on policy making. So it's very interesting. Let's read your comment. Wait, okay. A Japanese, I believe this is Japanese person, wrote, Makoto Sakurai, he's a right-wing. His statement is extremely radical. It also includes violent content. Yeah, like, he doesn't, his words, I don't think Makoto Sakurai, like, he wants to be like violent in physically, but his wording and his expressions are extremely violent, like aggressive. So Michael Pierre, having children is its own incentive, just lower taxes. True. Me, I think that in order to boost our birth rate, what we need to do is to fix our huh? He was on the phone. First, we need to fix the economy, and secondly, we need to give the proper education. That we are very much brainwashed by the feminist propaganda, and also the Planned Parenthood. I remember studying about Planned Parenthood or just planning in general in school. I think that was in elementary school, because I was blown away by that idea that, oh, we can plan things and be responsible. As a kid, I thought about it like, oh, I'm gonna control everything, be in charge, be a responsible adult. And that's what I thought about it. But now I'm like, because I'm spiritual and I look at everything as a gift, so I'm like, that's such a leftist agenda, that's scary. That, like, people, sometimes accidents are good. That, sometimes baby just come, and that's a good thing. But now it's like, it's so controlling. And yeah, it's so, like, leftists here are really strong in that sort of, like, agenda, women working in the society, and they brainwash you into thinking that if you are female and don't work, you're not so cool. The cool women, like, really attractive women nowadays work and have a family, and they talk about the impossible things to do. Back in the day, how our culture is that so we had a big family, right? Grandparents, parents, children, and maybe like grandchildren. But what happens is that children, when parents have children, then they will ask their parents to take care of their children. So grandchildren taken care by grandparents. So, and that's where the knowledge and wisdom come from. Like, they talk about their experiences, they talk about history, and that's how the little children get educated, right? And then in the meantime, parents can just work, or females can do the housework, And so it's free and it's so like in a good circulation, right? And we used to live in a huge house where like we like a few generations in one house, but like really flat and big place so that we can function, right? And the land is passed on to the next generation and so on. But after the war, like we lost the war, so there was a consequence of that, and nuclear family was encouraged, and our culture is destroyed by that. And so we conservatives are trying to get that back on. And me, I was brainwashed until like later, like 28 years old or so. Like until that point, I was brainwashed by leftist agenda, and I didn't even want to get married or have children. Crazy to think about it now, but I was like, man, that liberal, such a liberal in that sense. So yeah, but now I am believing in like, you know, I don't know, I came across great people with great understanding of how the society works, or basically just being proud of being Japanese. You know, if your understanding of history is like victimhood based or guilt based, then you don't want to have your own children, because that's like you by the brainwashing of the history, whether it's victimhood or guilt, you start hating yourself, and you don't want to give birth, and like you don't want to multiply yourself by giving birth, right? So that's how it worked for me, that when I was believing in the wrong history, or you know, like self-torturing kind of history, I really hated myself. I had no pride in being Japanese. I wanted to become American, which I kind of still think is a cool idea, but let's put that aside. So I really didn't like myself. I didn't want my kids, because I hated myself. I even wanted to end my life. Like that was how extreme I was. But now I love my country, and I'm like, wow, it's so cool to be Japanese. I want my babies, right? It's in the process. It's gonna, I don't know. I hope it will happen one day. No, not yet. But yeah, that's what I think now. So really, education is important too, and we really need to defeat the propaganda by the left about families or just cultural values or religious beliefs. And what's good about America is that America has Hallmark movies, you know, the greeting company's channel. And I only know about Hallmark through like YouTube videos, and they put up, like, they are not supposed to, but some people put up their movies, and it's so spiritual, and some like very like Christian influence and so on. And it's really heartwarming and beautiful. And I wish that Japan had that sort of media, you know, that create, or it's not really media, but you know, that sort of channel that produces like really traditional values, the content. Yeah. So I rambled a lot, but let's look at the comments. China is invading Hokkaido silently. Yeah, they're buying up our land and water, and our politicians, like in LDP, they are like, I thought that they were gonna get arrested when the problem came up, that like, you know, politicians or even the minister, former minister, they were receiving money from China, that they, of course, they use like a very cunning routes to get away with it, but they were receiving money from China. They were pretty much like traitors of Japan, but they didn't even get arrested. I think maybe one did, I don't know. But yeah, so in Hokkaido, China is trying to buy up Hokkaido. It's so crazy because Hokkaido is here, right? And we also have territorial issue going on, like here in Senkaku Islands. So like China is coming from up north and also from the south, and they are both invading these places. So yeah, Japan is screwed. You know, just the other day there was I don't even know where like which nation or country that is, but there was a ship like that came into our not territorial water, but like connection. I don't even know what it's called in English. Like a pretty much our territorial water, and this ship was supposed to rise when they go through this section of like between the islands of Japan, but they didn't. They just instead of so, and we it's like we're getting tested. I feel that Japan's security is so low that yeah, it's like we are vulnerable. So that's something we need to fix. Huh? Oh, super chat. Where is super chat? Oh, T-Bone. Family, pride, land, country, very important. Yes. Seriously, the land. Yeah. Thank you, T-Bone, for a super chat. Let me read. Have a great day, guys, including Yoko-san. Thank you. Conservatives are usually strongly against legalization of any drug, but in light of policies in Uruguay, Canada, Portugal, and others, do you support the decriminalization of drugs in Japan? ドラッグ合法化。
それはもうリベラルも保守も含めて誰も賛成しない日本。
My husband said that in Japan, it doesn't matter if you are conservative or left wing. Like Japanese people do not support the legalization of drugs in general. There are some like radical leftists, I think, that are pro drug, but yeah, it's I think it's just our culture. Yeah. Ooh, Michael Pierce super chat. Huh? わかんない。Yeah. Yoko, if China starts World War III over there, are you prepared? Do you have food stockpiled to last you and your husband a long time? No. もし第三次世界大戦が始まったら、食料とかストックしてるか？
してね。
No, we don't have any stocked. But like I think because when the world is in a crazy state right now because of China, right? But if it happens like if we declare a war and so on, would they come onto our mainland? It's different. Like wars take place far away from your land most of the times. Like if you look at history, I don't know how it would develop in this generation, but yeah, not sure. Oh, T-Bone, Japan needs to become an empire again. Just no attacks. Empire. I think that Japan hasn't changed at all, like traditionally from like our history, by the way, is almost to 2,700 years old. Like our first emperor is from that time, like almost 2,700 years ago, and Japan has been Japan. Like we have our emperor, and each emperor is with us, and like our country's system or culture has been the same all along. So yeah. Yoko, will you ever consider being American citizenship. Oh, I think I'm good with Japan. The thing is that I really like when I hated myself, I wanted to be American, and after a while, like I didn't want to have babies, but to a certain point, I wanted to get married, and I was considering like international marriage. But the procedure was so hard, I gave up. Like I didn't love the person enough to go over the procedure and so on. Well, and that would have given me the, I believe, like the citizenship and so on. But and it's interesting though that I think that there are so many people, not just Japanese, but American people too. Like I often get comments or messages saying that, you know, you guys want to come live in Japan, but the procedures or the certification, like these legal things get in the way, and it's so difficult to go over that, you know, or I mean, go through that. And but at the same time, there are people like foreigners here that come in not in a good way, like in an illegal way, I believe. So it's really not fair, you know, like those who make much of rules and laws, or we don't get to have things that we want, and instead, like those who don't care about law and order, they get to have everything. That's like, meh, that's something we need to fix. Super chat, citizen of Symphonia. Oh, that's a lot of money. Thank you. I really appreciate you always giving a good look into the mind of conservatives in Japan. いつもありがとうございます。ありがとうございます。Thank you. I try to explain how we are. It's so difficult to translate the atmosphere of Japan to the US. That I've been watching American politics closely enough for like at least for 4 years now. So I kind of understand like where you guys are coming from and how you view the world. Like I think I'm getting a good understanding of that, and it really means a lot that there are people in the US or even like outside of the US that care about our politics here or what Japanese people think, because it's really hard to just have people get interested, you know. And so yeah, I'm really like thankful for you guys that you are here to listen to me. Yeah. Keep your immigration policy. Don't let a bunch of strangers look at Western's civ. That's where you ended the sentence. Yeah, I get that a lot, that you guys are concerned about Japan's immigration. Yeah. Legally, though, it's difficult to make a living here as a foreigner. And what's interesting, though, is that this American guy that I used to date, he was complaining about his workplace, that, you know, he had to overwork like every day, and but he's not appreciated, and his salary doesn't get higher because of that or whatsoever. Like he kept complaining, but it was nothing to us Japanese. Like we overwork all the time. That's what we do. But like the American guy couldn't take it and went back home way earlier than he said that he would, you know, leave. So that was interesting. T-Bone, Japan sells more cars around the world than anyone. Really? That's good, I guess. I mean, my husband and I, we visited India last year in November, and we saw lots of Suzuki cars, and we didn't expect that, so that was surprising. This guy I used to talk to from America, he lives, I don't know, I don't talk to him anymore, but this guy was living in Texas, and he said that there will be a Toyota factory soon, and I'm helping, you know. And yeah, like it's interesting though, because living in Japan, we don't know about like how much our industry is spreading in the world. Like, there's no way of telling. So, yeah. Oh, thank you for the super chat. We will read. Japan has given America so many great things. American conservatives love Japan, and Japanese culture keep being you. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. That makes me happy. And I'm going to tell your comments to other Japanese people. They'll be very happy. Yeah. Yeah, we need to do something about, liberal people talking about Japan. Like, those liberals that are living in Japan, but they often criticize Japan, on YouTube. Like, if you look up like YouTubers that are foreigners here in Japan, of course, they have every right to, express their emotions or whatever, but often it's like it's just lack of understanding, and it's Japanese people get saddened or angered by that. So I really hope that there will be more like conservative people talking about Japan from outside. That would be cool. Yeah, because as I might have told you before, there are like American people that are on TV and they are liberal. So they are spreading the hateful words about Trump and criticizing President Trump and Trump administration. And Japanese people are thus, just because they are American, they are like, we are brainwashed by those words. And I really need to stop that from, keep happening. My Japanese wife complains about overwork all the time, and she's right. I believe she is. The crazy thing about Japanese people is that we complain, but still we keep doing it. We endure a lot, but that actually leads to like suicides and so on. So isn't it crazy that instead of just quitting, people commit a suicide because they're that responsible? Like, I'm Japanese, but I don't have that sense, like I used to have that, but I'm like, I quit, I'm that sort of Japanese. So, whoa, okay. Whoa, I'm reading your comments. Okay. I want to ask you if Shinto shrine maidens are a real thing in Japan. I think those are called miko in Japanese. Miko-san? Yeah, Miko-san. Miko. Miko is girls at shrines. They are spiritual. Yeah. American TV is trash. I quit watching years ago. Yeah, Japanese people are quitting watching TV too. Speaking of TV and like watching and quitting though, I love it. So let me start by saying that I love spirituality, and I watch a lot of like spiritual women on YouTube that do like tarot reading and horoscope and so on. And they often say though that, oh, you shouldn't watch TV or you shouldn't read much news because it doesn't matter, They're like, don't watch those. You're just gonna get your energy like you're gonna get like a negative energy and so on. And like, don't watch the news. All you need to do, like when there are problems, you're gonna just know it because everybody else around you will be talking about it and so forth. So they don't want to, interfere in. They don't want to do anything with politics on a daily basis because they're so spiritual. And but now I look at the same people on YouTube and they're talking about Black Lives Matter and they're pro Black Lives Matter. And that is just insane to me. Like they confess, it's like their confession before that they don't watch TV. They don't, get enough information because they don't want to get upset. But now they briefly watch like Black Lives Matter and they're onto the move, like fashion. And people are stupid like that. I can't believe that. Like, be careful, Hmm? Oh, has Takeshi Kitano ever stated his political opinions to the public in Japan? I think he does often. And he even he's conservative, and he respects our emperor very, very much, and that is very, powerful for us. He even made a speech, like really, really amazing conservative speech at that was like a anniversary thing. Previous. So there was a gathering for the, like, at the time it was our former emperor, but Takeshi Kitano, he made a speech, like really amazing speech, and it was a gathering of like wishing and thanking for our emperor. So yeah. But he doesn't show any support for, like, he doesn't talk about who he supports, like, what kind of politician he supports and so on. He just gives general ideas about politics or society, and he's so like straightforward. He's kind of like President Trump in a way. So yeah, like blunt. That's what makes him cool, T-Bone, you didn't know there's more Japanese cars sold on both American continents than American made. Oh, that must be a huge market in Japan. Yeah, I mean, we know about cars being our strong industry, but I don't know. I just didn't care too much, I guess. I should learn more. Okay, let me read. Hollywood has been putting our communist propaganda scene at the 50s. It's been a steady stream of anti-American, anti-family garbage after the 60s. Yeah, Hollywood is crazy, and it's you remember McCarthyism? I don't know the pronunciation. Yeah, McCarthy was just a little too ahead of time, I feel. Yeah, we need that though. It's crazy that after the World War II, our like officials or like teachers, patriotic ones, got purged by the leftists, or yeah. So like those who believed in like leftist agenda got to stay, but everyone else had to be purged. So if they can do that, why can't we? I shouldn't say that much because I should support freedom, but okay, T-Bone, why so many Japanese in Brazil? You never told me. Didn't we talk about it before? That my husband is now like lecturing me. So about 150 years or so during Meiji era, Japanese people were not wealthy, so they went to Brazil and places around there, like immigrants, and they were doing like they became farmers there and so on. We don't know why they chose Brazil in particular, but they were just poor and wanted to do something about it and went to Brazil. Okay. And also due to the shortage of food, our government might have given the system to support that immigration. Okay. In our school books in America, they try brainwashing into believing McCarthy was bad. Most Americans know he's a hero. That's good. Yeah, Hollywood people are so like they are even today. Like as for be it Black Lives Matter, they these Hollywood stars or any kind of celebrities, they are trying to put the protesters or rioters out of jail instead of supporting the business that are ruined, right? Like how stupid can they be? That's crazy to me. Yeah. T-bone, they're no poor anymore. They spread like wildfire. But the Japanese people were working so hard back in the day. According to what my husband is saying, they were working like slaves, and they cut out the mountain and made the place into a farm and so on. Like they had a really hard time. Yeah. Are you afraid of Japan one day becoming multicultural like the UK right now? UK is right now. 多文化になるのが怖いかって。イギリスみたいに。Japan is already multicultural. Yeah, we will like this is something it's the misconception, or is it called like that? Like we are really, really misunderstood by the West, that we are like a ethno state. Was it? I need to polish my terms, but people believe that Japan consists of Japanese people and one Japanese culture, but actually Japanese culture consists of all these different cultures. And as I said before, Japanese people believe in Buddhism and Shintoism, and we are also open to other religions like Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. And my husband, by the way, went to Christian schools for 6 years. Wait, kindergarten too. So that's like 9 years. My husband believes in Buddhism, Shintoism, yet he went to Christian kindergarten and Christian junior high school and high school. So that's how Japan is. And our cultural way of thinking is that we don't exclude. It's like we don't ban other things, or like we're very tolerant. We tolerate a lot, Michael Pierce. So Japan is a melting pot then, culturally, yes. Like it's like so chaotic in a way that it's hard to explain that though. It's Japan still, but we're like swallowing everything. I think that happens in like everywhere in the world, but we adapt a lot of different cultural things into our culture and make it our own. So, but as for race though, Japanese people are very conservative on that. Like we are very protective, I guess. That it's not because we don't discriminate or anything, but most people don't even speak English or any other language. And it just doesn't occur to them that they could date foreigners or marry them, So the language barrier might be a huge aspect of how our society is too. Oh, when I mean multiculturalism, I mean having all the cultures of the world, like the is or the UK. I'm trying to think. Sorry. Godzilla versus Destroyer is my favorite. Oh, it's a movie? I think that people in the chat are referring more to race or ethnicity rather than religion or culture. Japan is pretty homogeneous in the former and varied in the latter. Oh, I see. It's more on race. There would be less of a language barrier if you didn't have 3 alphabets. We have 3 different ways to write our language, so yeah. Yeah, the Western people cares a lot about race nowadays, I feel. Or maybe you have all along, I don't know. To us Westerners, you are very homogeneous, right? I hope I'm reading right. Yeah, I get what you're saying, because it's like all Japanese. Yeah. And especially locally, like Tokyo and Osaka and all this really prosperous places, like really busy city type places. There are lots of foreigners now, but as for the population, we're Japanese and we believe, like, I think the fundamental thing is that we believe, like, we have the common values, that in America or elsewhere, I feel like people believing in different things. But over here in Japan, even though we do welcome different ideas or different race and so on, we somehow become like we believe in not one, but like we just have a common cultural values or like rules. It's not stated, or it's not like it's listed like verbally, but there is just common understanding or a policy that we follow, I feel. And it's probably because, especially for the Japanese, it's because of our emperor. That it's like he's there watching over us. There, every emperor wishes for our happiness and so on. And when we watch him, when we watch one, we're like, it's where our heart goes out to, and we feel like we're one big family. And so that is what's uniting us. And as for America, that's why I really think that freedom of religion is important. The liberalism in the US, like liberals say, like, oh, we should have the choice to abandon the religion or prohibit religion, or I don't know, like they believe in like non-religious way of living, but that is like attacking religions. And people, like religious people, are not being able to be religious, and that's the problem, I feel like, especially these Antifa or BLM protests. They get together, but I hear like, or rather, Christian people don't get to go to church because it's like you basically gather, right? But those leftists get to burn churches. So that's really symbolic, seeing from here. By the way, it's been an hour now, so I should get going. All of us. Hello, Yoko-san. Hello, Matthew-san. Yeah, I want to talk more, but my husband is kindly waiting to take me out for lunch. It's 2 in the afternoon, so I should call it a day for this live stream. Yeah, I really hate to say goodbyes, but yeah, I'm gonna wrap up here. So again, if you want to talk more though, follow me on Twitter at Random Yoko. And also I'm gonna be doing these live streams every week. So probably this time range, this day, like Saturday, I believe, for Americans. But you missed it. Next time, man. Next week. Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you. Sorry for not being able to pick up all the comments, but just trying in my second language. if you have questions though, you can always ask me on Twitter. I'm most responsive on Twitter. So thank you. I'm gonna go now. So have a great day or night, probably night for the majority of you. I'm gonna have lunch. Okay. Thank you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Okay, take care. And I'll see you soon. Bye.